Okay, so here we are for our an introduction to SuperMind, and recording the session so anybody who couldn't make it can watch it afterwards. So I'm Sandra Hilawi, and we have from Brazil Malu. Malu. And Malu just told me she's a Project Sanctuary Master already, well, halfway through the training, which has been going on for a few years. So SuperMind Masters, as I was explaining to her, is a condensed, crystallized, simpler system from all of those learnings that Sylvia has been teaching through Project Sanctuary Master. So let's just begin with some simple principles about SuperMind. So I'm relatively new to SuperMind, by the way. You're probably now much more experienced, Malu, than me, if you've been going with Project Sanctuary since then. But this is my more recent kind of understanding about it. So we have our conscious mind and we have our energy mind. And the energy mind, some people might think of the unconscious mind, where we use the term energy mind, which becomes apparent when we start to communicate the conscious mind and the energy mind together. So as we communicate, we communicate in the language of places and things and environments and people and entities and beings and objects, and this is the language of communication between the conscious mind and the energy mind. So when we close our eyes and we go somewhere in our mind, we call that place autogenic reality, or Sylvia has called it for many years sanctuary, the place that you go. And although many of us, it's a something that everybody has and everybody does, but maybe we've done it in an unconscious way, not knowing the nature of what we're dealing with, and also not having any driving skills to navigate in these worlds which we enter into. So the worlds of memory, visions, metaphors, lucid dreams are all the places which we call habitats in sanctuary, in this autogenic reality. And the thing that I came to understand as key, a couple of things which were key for me in understanding the power of this ability, natural ability that we have, or this natural way that we function, and a skill that we can develop, is that the representations from the energy mind of our life, our knowledge, our learnings, our beliefs, our experiences, and our problems and our situations that we're in, that the energy mind represents that to us in form of some kind of a landscape. So it's like it can often be a metaphor for what the problem is, or the question is, or the situation that we have in life. So if we can enter into that metaphor habitat in such a way that we fully experience it with all of our six senses. So we don't just go somewhere and we see something, but we go somewhere and we live it, we experience it. And the difference is that as we experience it, the energy information, which the habitat and everything in it, the energy information that we are experiencing is then moving within us through our energy body. And as it moves within us in our energy body, as we experience it with our emotions, it changes us. And so we evolve while we are journeying in our sanctuary or autogenic reality. So this is a very powerful thing, because it means that when we want to have, let's say, look at a problem in our life, okay, we could look at it and we can use our tapping skills to evolve our feelings about it. Or we could say, energy mind, take me to a place that represents this, that I can enter and then update it and have an evolution journey, which will change me and I'll learn something. And then as I then emerge from that habitat back to the here and now, the hard world, I'm changed and I've learned something, and so I've evolved. And that's the other thing that's key, is that in the sanctuary world, everything is possible. There are no limits. Everything is instant, immediate, possible. And so it's magical. It's then what we would call a magical world, because we can have anything we want in whichever way we want to improve the habitat as an energetic place, and therefore our experience in the habitat. So magic is available and applies in sanctuary. So that is like a metaphor for transformation, the possibility of transformation that may even be beyond our belief of what's possible in the heart. So for instance, you can arrive in a habitat that might be dark and gloomy because it's a particular problem that you're looking at in your life. And in a moment, the sky can be transformed into sunshine and shine on all the land, which is now full of flowers, and all the help that you need to help you on your journey is available immediately. And if you're experiencing that fully in your full six senses, you're changed by it. So it's in a way, the magic of sanctuary is the metaphor for everything is possible immediately, and we can have that experience. So I began, really, I have been a practitioner, so I've been unconsciously working in sanctuary as I've been doing memory updates for people for many, many years, and looking at their future selves and their past selves. But since I learned SuperMind skills, that's made my practitioner work much more versatile and with much more options available to me to work with my clients. So SuperMind has been not only something for self-knowledge to learn about ourselves, not only skills for evolution of ourself, but also practitioner and coach skills that you can guide another person in their own personal evolution in a very magical, very fast, high-level way, instead of tapping, if we would use tapping as a tool, on some very complex, problems that we might have of life. So I became a fan of SuperMind, and it's definitely something that you can use as a self-help skill, because you can ask the questions, which we're going to do now, to allow ourselves to enter into a place in our mind and experience it fully, and then have something to change and evolve while we're there. So when we do this, there is a structure. We have what's called a setup statement. So the conscious mind is giving an instruction to the energy mind what it wants to evolve or what it wants to learn about. So we say our setup statement, And then the energy mind takes us somewhere, and the conscious mind keeps asking questions. And as the conscious mind is asking questions, the energy mind is responding with the habitat, which is evolving. And then as we experience the habitat, a story starts to take place of what's happening in the habitat. And as we live that story, we have our learning and have our evolution. So we're going to do a very simple one now. How does that sound to you, Malu, as a kind of a explanation from your experience as a Project Sanctuary student?
Yes, it's very, I don't speak very well. I read well, but
Yeah.
I forget a lot of words.
Mm.
Well, I had some wrong directions when I was making
Yes.
Project Sanctuary. One of them was I was trying to simplify everything, and I finally discovered that I had to increase the
Energy.
complexity and
Yeah.
not simplify.
Right.
It's interesting because with the symbols, we had the tendency to simplify things. It's very simple to enter that door
Yes.
with a
Yeah.
symbol, and it's not that way. We have to increase the flow.
So exactly, I just want to say something to add to what you're saying there. This idea of increasing the complexity is actually increasing the quantity of energy,
Yes.
which therefore is the greater energy that we experience that is then flowing in us, that we can learn and evolve from. So that's interesting. And the other thing to say before we begin on a journey is that how stress presents itself. So when there is energy body stress relating to a particular problem or subject, representations from the energy mind will be dark, uncomfortable, scary, or confusing in some way. And so this is one of the things that people have become scared of, the unconscious mind in the past, not knowing that they're just metaphors for stress in the energy body. And so, and that sanctuary, this autogenic reality, can change like that. And we have the power of magic to do that. And so we may add energy in whichever way we want to our habitat to improve it, experience the improvements, and therefore change our energy about the problem. So, I say that in case anybody who's watching after the replay, as you follow the instructions and you may arrive in your habitat, if you feel that it's uncomfortable in some way, we can do anything we want. Everything is available to us to change the habitat to be a better habitat for us. Okay, so let's decide on a purpose for our first journey. So how about the perfect energy for right now? So this is something, you can sit and just tap and say, oh, I want, sunshine energy, or I want, we can tap for this, or we can say energy mind. Let's do it now. So we're going to close our eyes, put your hands on the heart, and take a deep breath. And our setup instruction to the energy mind is this. Dear energy mind, take me to the perfect place in time and space where I can experience the perfect energy for me right now. And a glimpse of a habitat will begin to appear. So we ask questions. What time of day is it in this place? What's the weather like in this place? What time of year? What season is it, if there is a season? And what is the place? What is this environment that you find yourself in? And what else is here? Now, we add the sensory information to this habitat by asking, what do we see? Look around you, 360 degrees. What do you see? Look down and up. Breathe in. Breathe in the air, the energy of this habitat. Is there a smell? What do you hear? Listen. What sounds do you hear? Can you taste anything? What do you feel with your sense of touch on your body, on your skin, on your head, with your feet and your hands? And how does it feel to be here at this place and time? And breathe for a few moments, breathing in the energies of this place and time. And we can ask, how can it be even better than this? And as the energy mind responds, what do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel with your sense of touch? What can you taste? And how does it feel now? And breathe in the energies of this habitat. And spend a few moments there enjoying this perfect energy for you right now. And we can ask, how can it be even better than this? And then notice how the energy mind responds. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell and taste? Feel by the sense of touch. And how does it feel with your sixth sense and emotions being here right now? Again, spend a few moments breathing in and experiencing fully the energies. And when you feel you've received the energy you needed, that something has changed in you, evolved, and thank your habitat, thank your energy mind. And in your own time, make your way back to the here and now. That was wonderful. Very relaxing place. How about you?
Yes, very relaxing place. A beautiful, very, very energetic and refreshing way.
Yeah, tell me about it. Where did you go?
It was very green with flowers and grass, high grass and flowers, and a small cottage in front of me. But I didn't go to there. I wanted to feel the the air, the sun. It was early morning and very soft white in the sky,
Clouds.
white clouds in the sky. Um, and then I heard water flowing. I found a small river, very very small river, and I walked inside of it,
Oh,
and I
nice.
found many stones, colored stones. I picked up some some of them. Then I continued walking there and found a shore, a kind of shore of very white sand and glittering sand. And I rested there, laid down, and started to follow the clouds. It was very, very, very
Beautiful,
beautiful.
beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. So very detailed, you know, even I can feel what you start to feel the places that you were in. So very, very nice, beautiful energy. Well, I found myself in outer space. And so I was looking around, and there was the stars above and around me, and looking down, the earth was below me.
Mm-hmm.
And other planets around. And so that was kind of soft and relaxing and supported and tranquil, deeply peaceful. And then when I said, how can it be better? Then I got these sparkling stars, tiny sparkling stars, kind of just swirling around me. And that was lovely and soft, like delight, twinkling delight. That's so that made me feel joyful. And then when I said, how can it be better than this? Then I started to flow and swirl around with my stars around me in space. So I had this like, I just this fluid movement flowing in this deep peace, but with this delight of joy of the stars around me. And it was so relaxing, so relaxing.
Wonderful.
It was so really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, beautiful, beautiful. And so what happened there, if we might look at that from what we set out at the beginning, is so we asked, the question we asked to the energy mind is to take us somewhere to receive and experience the energy we need. So the energy mind calculates, okay, what's the state of the energy body at the moment? Let's have a look at the data.
Yes.
And then serves up a habitat, which is the antidote, which is that, because we asked for that, the antidote to our energy at the moment, what we needed. And then each question we that we asked to the energy mind brought more complexity, brought more energy, more information, as we enter into fully experience the energies there, so that we can be changed and nourished, or learn something according to our setup and our objective. So this is just of the thousands of applications for using SuperMind. This is like the beginner's one. Give me the perfect energy right now that I need, and to allow the energy mind to respond, and in a beautiful, magical way, to bring us the experience that we need to feel better right now. That's the question that we asked. So you feel better after your nature walk
Yes,
in
I
the
do.
stream and the flowers and watching
Interesting.
the clouds.
The interesting is that it's very difficult for me to go out the house,
Right.
and I didn't want to enter the cottage. It was very beautiful, but
Oh,
I didn't want to
you
enter it.
wanted to stay outside, but you
Yes,
did. Yeah,
I wanted
yeah,
to stay.
yeah.
Uh,
And so the key is that the first questions we ask establish the external environment, which we call
mhm,
the habitat. And then the sensory questions we ask establish the information about how we experience the habitat. You know, what we see, taste, smell, touch, hear, and feel in our sixth sense. And then we're in it. And then we're in the story to unfold according to the setup that we made. So, so that's our first. So I hope whoever's watching, you had a nice experience also, a first experience or of setting up a habitat, or establishing a habitat, let's say is the more correct word, with you inside experiencing it fully. And the full experience is the key. So we call this ascension, because we talk about visions. Oh, I have a vision of the sunset, but the ascension is the full experience of the sunset, as opposed to just seeing it, the full sixth sensory experience that affects us, changes us, and allows us to evolve. So that's the difference, is to be in the ascension of the habitat, not just seeing the habitat. Which and the other nice thing about it, which came to me there, is your habitat is completely different from mine, and we have the same setup, and we ask the same questions, and your energy mind gave you what you needed, and my energy mind gave me what I needed by the same questions. And so if you're using this for like a meditation to guide people in some kind of relaxation or reviving meditation, instead of taking everybody on the same journey, which often guided meditations do, this way everybody goes on their unique journey that is perfect for them. And how does that feel? That feels nice, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, well, let's make a plan to have some more of these introductory level sessions, and hopefully I'd like to meet some of the others who are interested in SuperMind and have a chat with them, and have a, get a little bit of a community feel going with SuperMind, which we have for the masters. Those who attended SuperMind Masters, we're meeting regularly already. But it'd be nice to get some more beginners, SuperMind with L plates, as we say, and get some more people using this, what do you call it? Faculty of ourself, ability of ourself.
Magic.
Magical,
Magic.
that's the quality of ourself that we have, and enjoying this way of evolution and learning that is available to us. So, okay, well, pleasure to meet you, Malu. Thank you for showing up this afternoon, and maybe we'll see you on the next one. I'll probably early next week. I'll put up another one and see if some of the others can manage to join, and I can meet them too. Okay. So thank you so much for joining in, and we'll speak again. Thanks.
Thank you.